quite a few books to get through, and quite a few. The order I think you should read the books in. Jane Austen came back like best one you can, and then Sense and Sensibility. The difference, because I feel like, see, even hello everyone and welcome to a new video here in my channel. If you're new and you don't know me, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ra and I make book writing and formal one content here in this channel. And if you are not new and you already know who I am, hi, welcome back to a new video. For today I am super excited because I am back with another author's guide video. If you don't know what this is because you're new, I have a playlist on my channel with a few videos of me coming here to tell you everything about every single book a specific author has written. I've done it with Lauren Usher and I've done it with Sally Rooney, and I'm here today to do it with my favorite classical author ever, and that is Jane Austen. I have these books right here. I have here with me the complete works of Jane Austen. While she was alive, she wrote all these books. This is basically one that is not even famous, and I will talk about it in a minute. But I'm here to tell you every single thing I know about these books, what I think about them, and most importantly, in what order I think you should read these books. Because they're all, very important, very famous, and we sometimes need to know a specific order to read them all if you want to be crazy like me and read the entire, works of specific authors. So I am here to talk about these books. I'm super excited and I am just very, very, very happy to be here doing this video finally, because it has taken me quite a bit to finish all these books. So if you're excited to this video, please like, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you're notified when I post a brand new video every Friday. And now let's begin with the video, because I do have, as you have seen, quite a few books to get through and quite a few books to talk about. So let's begin with the video. Okay guys, so firstly let me show you the order that I think you should read these books in, and then let me tell you everything about the books. Beginning with the order, I think this is the best order you should follow, I personally think. So I think you should start with Emma, then go to Northanger Abbey, then go to Sense and Sensibility, then do Mansfield Park, Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, and Lady Susan, the last one. So the order would be from here to there. We can also do from top to bottom. From top to bottom, the order, okay? I'm gonna leave it here so you can take a screenshot if you want to, just have them all in a photo. So you can't really see the titles on the spines, but it's fine. Let me do a little thing so you can take a screenshot. Perfect, and now let me start talking about every single one of them. So starting with Emma, because again, it's the first one I think you should read. This is my absolute favorite. This is my baby. I think about this book religiously. Like once a day or once a week, I think about this book because it is so amazing. So Emma is about a girl who is helping everyone around her to get partners. So she's like, I don't want to be in a relationship, but I want others to be in relationships. So she helps. She's like she is the love-making person, right? And she's basically me. Like, I love this book because I felt so connected with Emma. Like, I feel like I'm Emma. I am Emma and Emma's me, we're the same person. Jane Austen knew I was going to be born and she wrote this entire book based on me, I think. That's what I personally think. But it is amazing. It's a great, great book. I'm going to read you the back of it just in case you want to know what is in the back of it. By the way, guys, also, all the books that, I'm going to be using in this video to showcase are from the Wordsworth Classic collections, and that's why they are super cute and why they all look kind of the same, because they were from the same collection besides this one. But yeah, so let me read you the back of it. Jane Austen teases readers with the idea of heroine who no one but myself will much like, but Emma is irresistible, handsome, clever and rich. Emma is also an imaginist, on fire with speculation and foresight. She sees the signs of romance all around her, but she thinks she will never get married. She will never be married. Her matchmaking maps are relationships that Jane Austen ironically tweaks into a clearer perspective. Judgment and imagination are matched in games the reader too can enjoy, and the end is a triumph of understanding. It's so good. I love this book so much, and I think this is the first one you should read just because this is my favorite, and this is one of the first ones I read actually. This wasn't the first book I read from her, but one of the first ones, and I think you should start reading. You should use to start reading Jane Austen. So we have this one. Then we would go to Northanger Abbey, and this is one of the last books I read from her, and I'm obsessed with it. It is super short, which is great because it's just so fast to read. And fun fact, this book made me be on a reading slump. I can't believe that, and I don't want to acknowledge it, but it is true. This book made me be on a reading slump because of how good it is. So this one specifically is about a young girl, right, called Catherine, who goes into Bath and starts just having conversations and starts to live this very social public life, and it is just so good, and I don't know how to explain what it is about without spoilers, but it's so amazing and I love it. I'm going to read you the back of it as well. So this says, Northanger Abbey tells the story of a young girl, Catherine Morland, who leaves her sheltered rural home to enter the busy and sophisticated world of Bath in the 1790s. Austen observes with insight and humour the interaction between Catherine and the various characters whom she meets there, and tracks her growing understanding of the world about her. In this, her first full-length novel, Austen also fixes her sharp, ironic gaze on other kinds of contemporary novel, especially the Gothic school made famous by Anne Radcliffe. Catherine's reading becomes intertwined with her social and romantic adventures, adding to the uncertainties and embarrassments that she must undergo before finding happiness. It is amazing. This book is so good, and I think it's the second you should read because it's just amazing. So this one, Chef's Kiss, love it. And now we get to Sense and Sensibility. This book is very good. I think it's overrated, but it is very good, and I understand why it's famous. The film is amazing. I adore the film of this book. It's also because Hugh Grant is in it, and I do love Hugh Grant, but it is a great film, and the book is very good as well. It is one of the most famous books without counting Pride and Prejudice, which I think is the most famous one. This is the second one most famous, and it is very good. And if you read it, you will understand why it's very famous, but I also think it's overrated. I feel like these two are much better, and that's why this is a third book that I think you should read, and it's not top 1 or top 2, you know what I mean? So, for this one, we have young women who have no economic or political power must attend to the serious business of contriving material security. Jane Austen's sardonic humour lays bare stratagems, the hypocrisy and the pugnacy inherent in the struggles of two very different sisters to achieve respectability. Sense and Sensibility is a delightful comedy of manners in which the sisters Eleanor and Marianne represent these two qualities. Eleanor's character is one of the Augustan detachment, while Marianne, a fervent disciple of the Romantic age, learns to curb her passionate nature in the interest of survival. This book, the first Austen's novels to be published, remains as fresh a cautionary tale today as it ever was. It is very good. Again, it's about these two sisters and their lives, and them trying to find a partner and a husband. Basically, all the books from Jane Austen is either the main character is trying to find a partner, or trying to find love, or helping others to find love. It's just very romantic. This is so cute. I really like the book. Just all of them are great. But yeah, this one, very good. A bit overrated in my opinion, but it is good. And I think it's the third one you should read. So we've gone through Emma, Northanger Abbey, and Sense and Sensibility. Now for the fourth one, I think you should read Mansfield Park. I really like Mansfield Park. It's also one that is not that famous, but it is very good. Mansfield Park specifically is about adultery and about this house in Mansfield, where the kids go to learn how, the girls go there and learn how to be good, entertainers, and how to just do things, as in, I don't know how to explain, they go there and they learn how to cook, or how to clean, and how to like sew and just how to be a good mother, a good wife per se. And there's a lot of cheating and a lot of drama. If you like drama, you're gonna like the book. It's very, very dramatic, and I'm gonna read you the back of it because it's kind of cool. So it says, adultery is not a typical Jane Austen theme, but when it disturbs the relatively peaceful household at Mansfield Park, it has quite unexpected results. The defendant and much put upon heroine Fanny Price has to struggle to cope with the results, re-examining her own feelings while enduring a cheerful immorality, old-fashioned indifference, and pricklish disapproval of others around her. So the main character is called Fanny, and she goes through a lot of things. There's a scene about these what's it called, about this play, and that scene I was so like, what the freak, like the whole book I was a bit confused, but it is very good, and I think you should read this, the fourth one, because I feel like you should read Pride and Prejudice at the, like, right at the end, about when you want to, you know, finish the entire thing, because this is the most famous book she has, and I don't think it's as worthy of reading at the beginning. Like, I think you should read at the end, just because it's very, very famous, and after you read everything else, you can have a bit of perspective, and you can, you know, see if you actually like the author or not. And to test that, you read Pride and Prejudice. This one, again, very famous, probably the most famous one. It is very overrated. It is very, very overrated, but it is good, and I do like it. I love the writing style that Jane Austen has, and I love how she portrays, you know, the 18th, 19th century, like, living in England. Like, I think she does that amazingly, and that's why also it's very famous, because she was able to, you know, put into words how the life of a woman at that time was. Even though she did have a bit of money and she wasn't, like, poor, you know, it was still a hard thing for women to do anything, so she did put that into words very well, and all her books express that. But again, this book, very good, a bit overrated, but it is nice. It is about Mr. Bennet, the famous Mr. Bennet, and the girl he's in love with. So let me read you the back. Pride and Prejudice, which opens with one of the most famous sentences in English literature, which, let me read it to you, because literally so famous you probably have read it, heard it before, sorry, not read it. So it says, it is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man is a possession of a good fortune, must be in want of a wife. That was basically the entirety of the entire, like, era. So if a man had money, he had to get married and get a wife. Everything. That was the base of everything. In an ironic novel of manners, in that garrulous and empty-headed Mr. Bennet has only one aim, that is finding a good match for each of her 5 daughters. In this, she is mocked by her cynical and indolent husband. With its wit, its social precision, and above all, its irresistible heroine, Pride and Prejudice has proved one of the most enduring popular novels in English language. It is very good, a bit overrated, but very good. And I think everyone should read it, like, because it's the most famous one. I think you should read it just to say that you have read it. That's why I read it mainly. I'm like, I'm just gonna read it so I can say I've read it, but it is good. So yeah, that one. And I think you should finish, we're not counting this, I think you should finish with Persuasion. Persuasion I read for university. It was the first book I ever read from Jane Austen, and I do not like Persuasion. I think it was because I read it for uni. If I read it for any other reason, I would probably like it more. I didn't really like Persuasion. I was just, like, over it. I didn't like it. And it's not because of the writing style or how she portrays anything. It's just the story. I'm like, what the freak is this? Too romantic for me. This is too romantic for me. Like, extra romantic for me. Let me read you the back, as I've done with all of these books. What does persuasion mean? A firm belief or the action of persuading someone to think something else. Anne Elliot is one of Austen's quietest heroines, but also one of the strongest and the most open to change. She lives at the time of the Napoleonic Wars, a time of accident, adventure, and making new fortunes and alliances. A woman of no importance, she maneuvers in her restricted circumstances as her longtime love, Captain Wentworth, in the wars. Even though she is nearly 30, well past the sell by bloom of youth, Austen makes a win out of herself for others like herself in a regenerated society. So basically the book is about the main character called Anne, who basically literally persuades everyone to get what she wants, and the other guy, the man who's called Captain Wentworth, he goes to sea, comes back, and he's so in love with her, and she's so in love with him, but she can be in love with him. A lot of drama there, and then I'm not going to tell you if they end up together or not, but you can probably guess it. There's a film with Dakota Johnson. It's actually not that bad. I've seen it, it's not that terrible. But yeah, I didn't like this one. I was just, no, really. There's a one part in the book that is very good. I don't know if I will be able to find it. But there's this like letter that, oh, I think it's this one. Yeah. Here, you can tell I've annotated, but like here, there's this letter that Wentworth wrote to Anne. And it is a very beautiful letter, I have to say. I don't like really that much like lovey-dovey, cringy love. That one is very good. I have to say that one is pretty good. So yeah, that one, I think is the one you should read the last, without counting Lady Susan, because this is literally a book that no one knows about besides me, because I'm obsessed with Jane Austen. And this book is about this woman called Lady Susan who loves to gossip and loves to hear everyone else's gossips, and then she gets all this information about everyone, and because she gets all this information, she is trying to marry her daughter to this guy, and it's very short, and it's very like gossipy again, very Jane Austen like, but it's not famous and it is very good. It's one of the first things she ever written. It's probably just a little short story, like a little tale. It's not considered probably an actual novel, and that's why it's not famous, but it is very good. I think you should read at the end, because I feel like finishing with these two that I didn't really like, I think you should finish with this and then read this two at the end, and then at the end of everything read this one, and just to finish in a good note, because I don't think these two books are good enough to finish in a good note, so that's why I put this one after. So yeah, I think that's everything. So yeah, that is it. Let me show you again so you can take a little screenshot. There you go. These are the books, and yeah, these are all the books that Jane Austen has written, and they are all amazing. Again, I think you should read in this order. These two are my absolute favorites. These are my babies. And yeah, this, as I said, are the Wordsworth collections. I love those collections. The Penguin Classics I love, but these ones are much cheaper, and they're so beautiful as well, and kind of like similar to Penguin. So yeah, that's why I wanted to say that they're Wordsworth collection, just in case anyone's interested, because it's not Penguin, but it's kind of similar. But yeah, these are the books. I am so in love with Jane Austen. I love her writing style, how she expresses everything. Like every single character is like, it's like if I'm all the characters and none at the same time. Like when I read her books, I feel so connected with all the characters, like all the main characters, because I feel like I am them, or I have parts of me that are represented in them, which is a bit weird. Like I actually believe she knew I was going to be born, and she wrote the entire thing, like her entire works, knowing that I was going to be born and that I was going to be, able to recognize myself in her characters. But yeah, I love her. She's amazing. And yeah, this is the video of me telling you everything about the books as I just did. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you know when I post a brand new video every Friday, and I will see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!